Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra! Hey guys, and welcome back to part 3 of What If Naruto Had Jiren's Powers. Now, I do apologize that this game, well not game, that it really took me a while to put another part out to this series. But for some of you wondering, Naruto's very OP. Like, he's starting off to be very OP. Well, let's say, for example, Naruto as a kid would have taken all of that torment, all of that pain, all of that resentment into his heart, and he would have turned it into nothing but training. Naruto as a kid would have been looking at how harshly the villagers would have treated him, how harshly the things that they were saying to him. Like, why would any of you say this to a child? Naruto would be taking all that in, and that is where he gathered that friendship, trusting others, relying on others is pointless to him. He doesn't want it. But you guys did vote on Hinata. Sadly, I really wouldn't think Naruto would go for Hinata. Seeming as if Naruto has Jiren's perspective, I'm putting Naruto in a Jiren's perspective, if he gained the ideas of training himself as hard as Jiren trained himself and got strong on his own without the help of anyone, well, let's just say Naruto wouldn't go for Hinata, since Hinata was more like a weak character, I would say. Now, as far as the ships go, Ino is my best pursuit, but then again, there's a Sakura, so it's kind of leaning more towards Ino or Sakura. I know you guys voted. I gotta stop doing that, but I know you guys voted. But in the comment sections below, I feel like even though Sakura is as useless as she can be, I'm still gonna go with Ino. I'm still gonna go with Ino. And here's the thing with Ino. I'm gonna have Ino basically train in strength and everything, because she sees how Naruto's training. She sees how Naruto's strong, and she has... Well, even though I said that she might have started off as a fangirl, we're gonna have her slowly adapting to Naruto. But let's get into the series. So, as far as you know, Naruto's power is at Jonin level, and that's all the training he put in it. That's like all the pressure, all the kind of power, like all the energy he put into his training. Naruto did not hold back. Every day he needed to get stronger. He seeks strength, and it was proven when he bested everyone at the land of waves. So now we go around, and Kakashi says that he's recommending the team for the Chunin exams. Well, Kakashi Sensei was a little hesitant that Sasuke and Sakura they really didn't get to display their powers in this particular anime. Well, not particular Land of Waves. They didn't get to display their powers. But Kakashi Sensei felt that the team would be best suited to undergo this trial. Alright, now I'm not making Naruto basically be at Jiren's level. No, Naruto's not there yet. He's not there yet. So the basic power that Naruto's at, his power level is basically at 50,000. 50,000. That's his power level right now. That's how he was able to best Kakashi Sensei, because Naruto studied all the elements of ki-based energy, and Naruto hasn't taken off perspective that noticing that he would need chakra in certain situations, even when Kakashi was trying to train them, and Naruto would master every chakra ability very fast. And Naruto did this only to basically have it in his back pocket just in case he would need it. So if you're wondering, oh, so is Naruto getting the Rasengan? Is Naruto getting the Wind Style Shuriken or something like that? Nope. Naruto's not getting any of those because he has something better than those. First of all, Naruto has the Kamehameha, he has the Gallic Gun, and the Final Flash, and other key based attacks that he has in his arsenal that the book gave him and told him about. So, with that, we now start the Chunin exams arc. So, the Team 7, they head back and they are going in for the check in station, as correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but they're instantly approached by Rock Lee. And Rock Lee, instead of challenging Sasuke, he wants to challenge Naruto. And Naruto, which instantly declines and telling Rock Lee to get lost. Rock Lee feels intimidated by this. Well, like feels like mad at this. Well, not intimidated, mad that who does this guy think he is? Who do you think you are? You cannot turn me down. I have to prove myself. And what good is proving yourself against an opponent that's far stronger than you? You should do more training before you go out challenging people you have no chance against. And Naruto would look at Rock Lee, and Rock Lee would look at Naruto and say, oh yeah, but Rock Lee, he would notice that Naruto isn't the one to bluff because Naruto was incredibly shredded to be a 12-year-old, let alone, like, he was incredibly shredded. Like, Rock Lee was thinking in his head, what is it? What kind of training does this kid does? And Naruto would say, if you want to fight me, are you prepared to lose? And Rock Lee would say, I won't lose. Naruto would turn and look at Sasuke and say, you should take notes, Sasuke. I see that you want to get stronger. This could be a good example for you to watch his movements and predict and learn. So Sasuke would stand back. Sasuke would feel that, Jesus Christ, am I that weak? How is Naruto so stronger than me? I have to get stronger. Sasuke would say in his head, and Naruto would just walk casually up to Rock Lee, and Rock Lee would get into his stance with Naruto just opening his eyes and glaring at Rock Lee, and a force of energy just would hit Rock Lee into the wall, basically knocking Rock Lee out. I don't know how any simple way to put that, but that's just it. Naruto has focused his skills into moving his hands very fast. I'm not saying that he has like Jiren's hand movement speed, but the only thing he has is his glare. That's Naruto adapted the glare, and then he adapted the ki blast. Now that Naruto did that, he basically knocked Lee out with just one simple glare, and that will cause a bunch of the other Chunin students to basically look at Naruto and say, what kind of power does this guy have? So the Chunin exams would start, and everyone would explain the force of death to the students and the scrolls that they would need to acquire. So now we do like a mini time skip to when Team 7 was in the woods. When Team 7 was in the woods area, and they encountered, well, they did. Well, before we get to the woods area, the little encounter with the Sand Ninja trio, like Gaara, Tamari, and remind me of the other one's name. It's been a while. But Gaara would have felt an overwhelming energy from Naruto, while Sasuke said, so you all guys are the Sand Ninja. It would go just the same way, but with Naruto being there, looking at Gaara and basically saying useless. And Gaara would think in his head that, yes, mother, he's the one. His blood, his death will nourish you. I must give you him. That one right there. So, now that you got that encounter out of the way, let's get back into the mini time skip of the Forest of Death. Now Team 7 is in the Forest of Death. Naruto would have went off to take a piss. He would have memorized the little code that Sasuke made, and Naruto would have suspected that an enemy was nearby, instantly beating the shit out of them very, very easily and taking their scroll. Now, on a part where Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would get attacked by the sound ninja Orochimaru, Naruto would have necessarily not got swallowed by the snake. He would have easily dodged the snake, sending the ki blast at the snake as the snake howled in pain, or screeched in pain. And Naruto would basically fly down and kick the snake with a ferocious kick, knocking the snake out. And Orochimaru would come out of nowhere with another snake and attacks Team 7. He would put Sasuke and Sakura under a genjutsu, but Sasuke would escape it doing the same thing he did in the original canon. With Naruto would inconvene and tell his teammates that you need to leave, and Sasuke basically declined, saying, "Not this time, Naruto. I'm not going anywhere. You can't hog up all the glory. I need to do this. I need to become strong. Is that what you seek, Sasuke?" And Sasuke would just look at Naruto and say, "Yes, I seek power, because there is certain someone I have to beat." With Orochimaru charging at them at full speed, and Naruto just teleported in front of Orochimaru and caught the snake, basically stopped it, sending out a huge gust of wind. Orochimaru was shocked that a mere genin possesses this kind of power. Orochimaru would have sent out every attack that he had in his arsenal at Naruto, and Naruto would basically just not every attack, but the attacks that Orochimaru did in the Forest of Death. And Naruto would basically be dodging them, and he would speed blitz Orochimaru. I'm talking about speed blitz Orochimaru, sending a barrage of punches his way, hitting Orochimaru with so many different combos that Orochimaru couldn't find time to block or deflect his attacks. The only thing Orochimaru could do was just get hit. And Naruto would send a thunderous hit to Orochimaru's abdominal section and send him crashing through a few trees. And Naruto would just say, "Is that all the strength you have? Whoever you are, can you please hand over your scroll, or I'm going to forcibly take it from you? Or I'll take it by force," Naruto would say. As Orochimaru gets up and he says, "This kid, what kind of strength does he have? Oh, his body might be useful too. Him and that boy Sasuke. I have to see if I can implant a curse mark on both of them." And Orochimaru would continue his battleless effort to fight Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto, with Naruto basically counterattacking Orochimaru's every attack, like the slithering shadow snake or his genjutsus or his snake just charging at Naruto. Every attack was like Orochimaru, even Orochimaru's hand-to-hand combat, he tried it. Orochimaru tried his best to battle against Naruto, but Naruto's overwhelming strength was just unbearable for Orochimaru to handle. And Naruto would look at Orochimaru look at him and say, "I'm only using 25% of my power. That's just roughly 500. My power level is just roughly at 500 right now." "Well, no, my power level is roughly at 1,000 right now. So, do you want me to go higher, snake guy?" And Orochimaru will feel a chill or a shiver down his spine, and he would look, and in a flash of speed, well, not Naruto wouldn't have let his guard down. In a flash of speed, Orochimaru would try to implant Sasuke with the curse mark, and Naruto would say, "Look out!" And he would send a ki blast, but it was too late, as Sasuke already has got the curse mark on his neck because Orochimaru bit him. But Naruto flashed over there and kicked Orochimaru away, but Orochimaru would make his escape because he knew in his head he wouldn't be able to beat Naruto, or he didn't have a chance against him because nothing was working, and that made Orochimaru very frustrated. But at least he did what he wanted to do, or at least got his curse mark on the body that he wants. Now we flash forward. Sasuke passes out, and Naruto and Sakura carry Sasuke, and they are at that little field where Orochimaru sends his sound ninja to attack. And so, yeah, he still would. He would send his sound ninja to retrieve Sasuke's body, but Naruto would make very easy work of the sound ninja very easily. And Sasuke would wake up in his rage state, but Naruto would ask Sasuke, "Are you okay? Are you fine?" And Sasuke would try to attack Naruto, keeping this, keep in this mind, Sasuke's mind was like fluttered, or he was just overwhelmed with the power that the curse mark was giving him, and Naruto would just send a neck chop to Sasuke's neck and knocking him out, saying, I think it has something to do with that mark on his neck. Otherwise, Sasuke wouldn't be acting like this. But anyway, we got everything we need. We should go into the check-in station. Rock Lee would make it, but not Rock Lee wouldn't even, Rock Lee wouldn't even come in to like help them or nothing like that. And Sakura would still have her long hair and all that kind of stuff. So nothing really major happens. The only major thing happens is that Naruto's power is basically at this point he's trained so hard that probably nobody might be able to stand a chance against him. And why I capped it at 50,000 is because why I capped it at 50,000 is because if I put it any higher, there has to be some kind of people in this anime that has to have ki or ki based training. But I'm only gonna give that to one person, and that's Ino Yamanaka. Why do I give it to Ino Yamanaka? Well, it's a what if series. We're here with made up fairy tales of things that we depict might happen in a certain scenario where this person would have a similar power to the one we seen in Dragon Ball Super. So, with that, Ino Yamanaka would not be the most, like, she would not be, like, she would be basically a Sakura, but she would be stronger. She would train, she would have power. I didn't explain it, but backstories will go into backstories. But this episode is 30 minutes long, so we have time, bunch of time. So anyway, let's flash forward to let's tell you a little bit about Ino Yamanaka. So Ino trains very hard as she wants to get stronger, very stronger. She wants to protect her friends and protect her loved ones from danger. So Ino Yamanaka would be basically the one to push Naruto, just like Goku did in the Tournament of Power, how Goku pushed Jiren to break his limits, or pushed Jiren to basically see that friends, caring for others, having people close to you, you don't have to do everything alone. So, with that, I know I was going to say Sakura, but no, I'm not going to say Sakura. Sakura is going to stick with Sasuke because he has to have someone, I guess. But anyway, so all my attention is going to be focused to Ino Yamanaka. Sorry, you Hinata fans who voted for Hinata first. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyway, so Ino Yamanaka would do the same training that Naruto did. And how did she get access to this training? Well, her clan specifies in ki-based training. And the third Hokage, they gave the third Hokage a book describing the ki-based training. And her clan would have been scheduled in the attacks. So her clan would rank, the Yamanakas would rank up there. So their power wouldn't be that whole mind transfer or nothing like that. Their clan would be basically a clan of skilled fighters. And Ino was exceptionally a prodigy in her skill. I'm talking about like a prodigy. So she's right under Naruto, because you got a prodigy. I'm not going to say it's somewhat like a prodigy, but they looked to her as a prodigy because her training, her skills, her efforts, she put in a lot of hard work to get where she at. And I'm going to cap her power level at, it's over 9,000. So probably like 15,000 her power level would be at. Nowhere, like, okay, not 15,000, like 20,000. So Ino Yamanaka would be strong, exceptionally strong. So fear for Sakura when she go against her. So Ino, let's tell a little bit of story. Ino would see how hard Naruto has training and everything. Even though she had googly eyes for Sasuke at first, she would see how Naruto would be training hard. She would watch him because he would catch her eye, because Naruto's attitude, it just didn't seem like he didn't have the same attitude he did in the normal canon. So Ino would just watch him. She would follow him. She would see how hard Naruto's training. And every time Naruto would train as hard, like, she would picture, like, this kid is really putting in a lot of hard work. So Naruto would be training very hard, throwing kicks, punches, right hooks, blast, ki blast, powering up his energy, meditating until he noticed, Why are you following me? This is back when they were kids, and back when they were kids, like when they were in the academy. They were kids in the academy, and Eno saying, "So what are you doing out here all alone? Don't you have any parents or stuff like that? You shouldn't be by yourself." And say, "What do you care? You should just mind your own business." And Eno would say, "That's not fair. It's my business to see what's going on. It's your business to see what's going on with me, a person that doesn't even care about me." Well, you can't say that if I never got to know you. Well, it's useless to get to know someone like me. I gave up on having friends or trust or anything like that. You never know. What's your name? Why do you need to know? Come on, you can't be that cold and closed off to not tell me your name. As if it's that big of a deal, my name is Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. I'm Ino Yamanaka, and it's nice to meet you, Naruto. She would have extended her hand out, but Naruto would basically swipe it away and say, "What do you want, Yamanaka?" "I want to fight you. I want to just see how strong you are." And at this point in time, Naruto and Ino would have basically been around the same kind of level and training as when they were kids, but Naruto was still 3 steps above her. So the fight would have went on with Naruto basically sensing that Ino has some strong energy in her body, and they would be fighting, sparring. Ino would throw punches at Naruto, kicks at Naruto, and Naruto would basically dodge, move out of the way, jump, evade, move, slide, and she would land one good punch to Naruto's face, sending him tumbling across the grassy area. And I love open fields like that. Just when they have those little battle scenes in anime, just picture that. So Ino would deliver a thunderous punch after being hit by Naruto so many times, and yes. So Ino would get up and she would be out of energy and be like out of stamina, and Naruto would brush himself off and wipe his face, well, rub his cheeks, and that was a good punch. You really are strong, but you should do more training. Anyway, it was fun. Ino Yamanaka, as Naruto teleported away. So this is Ino's way of trying to get close to Naruto. Even as closed off as he is, she's trying her hardest to see if she can get close to Naruto. Because her clan has told her that it's always good to have a strong man in your arsenal. And Naruto, his way he is very, very, well, not very, very strong, but he's exceptional. Now we get back to the preliminaries. So the first round is with Sasuke and the one guy with the mask over his face, which Sasuke did his lion's barrage on and ended the fight really quickly. Yep, that would play out very same like it did in the anime with Kakashi after the fight with Sasuke. After Sasuke's fight, he would seal the curse mark so it wouldn't cause Sasuke any more problems. So so it happens. But anyway, Naruto's fight with Kiba would have played out very differently, as Naruto would have danced around Kiba, as Kiba would have done his old attacks, and Naruto would have said, "This is useless." And Naruto would have speed blitzed Kiba, sending out, like, what he did was Naruto just jumped around Kiba. He had a smile on his face. And I'm not gonna put like Naruto in the morals of saying like he's so cold hearted that he doesn't even smile. No, Naruto enjoys battle. He enjoys battle, even though in his mind he hurts and he was not turned to friends. He still enjoys the thrill of fighting opponents, even if they're weak or strong. So as Naruto's smiling, he's unleashing these like ki blasts that are just sitting around like Kiba, and they're not exploding or anything. Kiba's just wondering what's going on, and Naruto basically just says, "The moment you just look, well, your first mistake was this. You let me set my traps all around you. Now, how will you evade them?" Kiba was like, "What? Oh, crap!" And each ki blast was hitting Kiba, one after another, after another, after another, as Naruto just waved his hands, and then he turned around as all of them basically just went in at, like char like sent at Kiba's way, and then in a huge explosion, not a huge explosion, but an explosion happened, and Naruto said it's over with Kiba battle damaged and Kiba's getting up, but you see his head's bleeding, and Kiba's just walking, saying, "I lost. How?" And Kiba hits the ground with a thud. Naruto would walk back up to the stands, saying, well, he would look at Kiba and say, "You need to train more. You're very weak. Your attacks were so predictable that I could have done this with two of my hands tied behind my back. I hope that's not much of an insult to you." And Naruto would basically teleport back up to the stands with his team congratulating him, and Sakura saying that was awesome. With Sasuke, well, I think Sasuke, he was still incapacitated, like, well, knocked out, I guess, because the curse, that sealing of a curse mark did take a lot out of him. So the next fight would be Ino versus Sakura, and Ino would tell Sakura that, "Sakura, you should forfeit. I don't want to have to hurt my friend. You already know how strong I am. You already know the power I possess. You already know what I can do. You really want to fight me?" And Sakura would say, I have to do this. I can't back down. If I back down, everyone's gonna think I'm weak. Well, you should put more focus into your training. I've told you this countless times. You just was too busy trying to Google at Sasuke." And Sakura would raise an eyebrow and say, "Weren't you Googling at Sasuke too?" "I was. But then I stopped. I did focus on my training more. I focused on my skill and the way I carried myself, because being a fangirl wouldn't have gotten me anywhere. And I also, even if I was Googling over him back then, now I'm kind of, well, even if I was Googling over him back then, I still had focused on my training and put hard work into my training. If you craft something that you're really serious about, there's no one that could possibly beat you." And Sakura would look at Ino, just basically saying, "What is she blabbering about?" Ino would say, "There's no use in talking. Let's just have a good fight, Sakura." And when the instructor said, "Ready, begin," the fight would begin with Sakura rushing at Ino, throwing various amounts of attacks. Ino would dodge Sakura's barrage of punches very easily, telling Sakura, "You're so predictable. This is hilarious." And I'm giving Ino Vegito's attitude and trash talk. Yes, I'm giving Ino Vegito's trash talk. So, okay, I want you guys. I'm gonna put up a poll. I want you guys to tell me, what kind of attacks should I give Ino? And if you're wondering, is anybody else gonna get key in this series? No, it's just Ino and Naruto. That's basically it. Ino and Naruto. That's it. Those are the only. I know the Yamanakas, but the Yamanakas are not as skilled as Ino is in displaying the, like, fighting, like the portations of key power. They're mostly skilled in their chakra, but they're a strong clan nonetheless. A strong clan of fighters. Like, they're not to be underestimated, because if you underestimate it, that will be your downfall. So Ino Yamanaka and Naruto Uzumaki is the only one that can use ki and have utilized their ki to extreme heights. Now, we're back with the fight, as Ino is basically trash talking Sakura, saying, "Wow, so pink hair. Your hair is really ugly, Sakura. You should try cutting it." And this was making Sakura infuriated, running at Ino, throwing a like a rageful hit at Ino, and Ino would basically dodge it and punch Sakura in the stomach very hard, with Sakura backing away, coughing up spit. Sakura would feel the, like, force from that punch and managed to get back up very staggered, and her vision just blurry and everything after that hit. Ino saying, "Wow, so you managed to get back up after that. I only hit you with, like, I could say 25% of my power." And Sakura would be like, "What the hell? What did all that strength come from? You were never this strong before." And I told you, Sakura, that's what training does to you. And I was never that strong before is because I've never fought you before. I don't like fighting my friends. It kind of hurts me. But anyway, this fight is over with this next attack, as Ino rushed at Sakura and delivered a thunderous blow to her face, like a extreme punch to the face, because Sakura, she tried to block, but Ino was too fast, as it broke her defense and punched Sakura right in the face, knocking her out immediately. Ino was declared the winner, and moved on to the next rounds. And the next fight was Hinata and Neji, and that would go the same way as it did in canon, and Hinata would lose to Neji. But instead, Hinata has I gotta say this. Hinata has eyes for Kiba. She has eyes for Kiba because Kiba is the one who's motivating her. Kiba is the one who has inspiration for her, or Kiba is the one who's been giving her the utmost motivation into becoming a strong Konoichi. And that fight would go the same way, but the one who would take revenge, or at least beg for revenge, was he would go to Naruto and say, "You're gonna fight Neji. Can you please defeat him for embarrassing Hinata like that?" And Naruto, okay, I know that Naruto doesn't he doesn't care about friendship. He doesn't care about anything else, but Naruto would have not let Neji just beat Hinata like that. Naruto would have teleported down there as he seen Neji trying to attack. Instead of the Jonins interfering, when the match was over, Naruto teleported in front of Hinata and finger pointed Neji in the head. Well, he flicked Neji and Neji flew back and flew back. Not flew back. He flicked Neji, and yeah, he flew back and crashed, not crashed, but he caught himself before crashing into the wall. And the flick left a little red mark on Neji's forehead. And Neji would look at Naruto and say, "What kind of justice do you get out of killing your own family?" And Naruto would look at Neji with anger, as he had no family at all. He was basically alone, and this guy would just kill his family just that easily. Naruto would tell Neji, "Your clan disgusts me. When we fight, prepare to see my full power." And that's where I'm gonna end this, anime lovers. Now listen. I'm finna get ready to do a part 3 to a part 2 to a lot of what ifs that came out that y'all like. For instance, Spider-Man. For instance, Goku and Fairy Tail. I'm gonna release a lot of parts and everything. So don't feel like I'm ignoring parts to what ifs that y'all like. Thank you guys for watching and being very good supporters of my content. I love you all. And without any further ado, you guys have a good day, a good night, and plus ultra. Good night, guys.